The COVID vaccines are here.
Know the facts.
Get the shot.
End the pandemic.
The vaccines are proven safe and effective.
The vaccine does not contain COVID.
Nor will it give you COVID.
Side effects are relatively minor.
Arm pain, fatigue, and low-grade fever.
COVID-19 vaccine protects you
and those you love.
As healthcare workers,
we're setting the example
for our patients
and our community.
This is your shot.
Schedule your COVID-19 vaccine today.
Well, I commend you guys for staying that long. So, I usually come up and, kind of worry about what we didn't do right and that stuff. And obviously there's always stuff to fix, but, you're probably going to struggle to believe what I said all week. Okay, that's a good team that we played. All you got to do is watch the Oklahoma film, and I bet they go play really well the rest of the year. So, for our guys to handle some adversity about, starting warm-ups and stopping and lightning and all that, and then to come out and play, so well in the first half, I think 6 touchdowns and really 7 drives besides the last one running out of time. It's pretty cool, and really proud of our defense. To go 1 of 11 on 3rd downs, and they got good players, and they're really well schematically coached on offense. I was worried about that because they give you a lot of conflict plays. So really happy with what our defense played. And you're going to win a ton of games. You run 94 plays and 707 yards of offense versus 56 and 305. And I think somebody said school record of 41 first downs. I'm not sure. I've been around first downs in the 40s. And I think 25 in the first half. So I'm not throwing those out just because those are stats. Those are really deserved stats. When you have that many first downs, you're playing really well with a lot of people for an extended amount of time. It ain't just you're hitting big plays. So proud of the guys how they did that. Wish we didn't have a bye, but because we're playing so well, but it is what it is. We'll look to get better during that. Get Springer back on defense and, get ready for some really good teams.
Hey, Lane, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't ask you about your opinion of Matt Corral's performance tonight. I mean, he was lights out.
Well, I've kind of been pretty positive, as you know, about him, but also, trying to keep him from all the rat poison. And, kind of expected he would play like this just because he's off the charts talented, like I've said before, top 10 pick. But now he's the work ethic that he's putting in the preparation. And, we had a moment last week, I think I said in one of the interviews where, in the game we were up by a bunch. He came over, he was mad, we were audible in a play, and the receiver didn't get it, and he got mad at us. And I was like, that's pretty cool when you take that step. You're that into the game, up 30, 40 points, and you're going to get on the head coach, about audibling. That you're at an elite level at that point. And then he shows it. I didn't even realize it was 4, but 7 total touchdowns, 4 on the ground. And those things aren't designed. We're not trying to run the guy this much. When they close, he pulls it. So ideally, we would not like him running, getting hit that much. Probably left him in 1 series too long. But it was just still so much time left in the game.
There was so much talk this week coming in about how good Tulane's offense was. Just what did you see from your defense that was able to scoreless in the second half and then just a couple of touchdowns in the first half? What did you see from your defense today?
Well, we limited big plays. We did great on 3rd down, which has not been the case since we've been here. They scored on, a pick route where they picked the guy. So, the refs missed it, and that happens. We tried to do the same thing. So that's why the guy was so open. But outside of that, played really well. Should have had another pick in our hands that would have stopped a touchdown drive. So we still got work to do. We still missed tackles in the back end.
I think Jerrion had a 100-yard game. Just he seemed to be lost in all of Corral's stuff, but just your initial thoughts of what you saw out of him tonight.
I thought he did play really well. A lot of yards after contact, which he's a speed back, so that isn't necessarily the case. I thought he ran physical. I thought outside of Henry's fumble, those two guys, did some really good things. Snoop. But those guys, Snoop always runs through guys. I thought those guys really tried to run physical. And we had talked about that a lot in pregame, really finishing these guys, not letting them hang around because they've been noted as a second half team. So get those extra yards when they're there.
Obviously, a 2-hour delay. Does a delay like that change the game plan or the way that you are going to approach, going out there?
Yeah, I think it's, with experience you go through things. As I always say, if you, learn from them, they help you. And it's like being a veteran player. So being in different places, FAU really helped us on that. This was, for Wilson and I, this happens all the time, lightning delays down there. We had a number of games, and so we had extra food ready for them. We change uniforms at half, with so much rain. We don't over warm up just in case you get stalled again. So, and we use the indoor in a non-SEC game. So I think our experience there helped that because we certainly played really well from the start.
I guess since it's topical, I just want to ask you what your thoughts are on a football team that started off the season playing very well with the open date looming ahead. Do you like open dates? Are they advantageous, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, if you're making your own schedule, I would never put one this early because you're not usually banged up enough. And so you usually want it later, but it is what it is. And, we'll utilize it to get players better that haven't played as much. We're not really at an injury point. We've been fortunate to be really healthy there. So a lot of times you want it when you get some guys back. I think really Springer would be the main guy in that area. So it is what it is. Can't change it. We talk all the time about worry about what we can control. We certainly can't change this date. Who do we play after this date? Haven't looked yet.
Kind of going off of that, big picture, just through 3 weeks, is this what you expected to see from your team from what you saw from them through the summer, or did anything kind of catch you by surprise at all?
Well, I think if you put collective, this 3-0, and then put the scores collectively in the yards, and you just looked at it from that standpoint, yeah, I would definitely take it. I think that that would show us much improved on defense. It would show us staying explosive and balanced on offense. Again, I know everybody thinks we are a throwing team, wherever we've been, but we ran the ball 61 times for 372 yards. So it's good to be balanced. When you're winning a lot of games when both running and passing is over 300 yards.
Going off the weather delay, can you just talk about what the team did throughout the week to prepare for the weather conditions and if it helped?
We didn't do much during the week for it. It was more just managing it, because what happens is we don't know how long it's going to be. They give you 30 minutes, and then there's another strike within however many miles. So, you think it can be down to like 3 minutes, and you're getting ready, and then you're back 30 again. So just kind of talking guys through that, and don't get too warmed up and too excited, and just kind of stay even keel. And I thought it was a different note. I thought it was really cool. Keith sent me the video, when we were in here of the student section out there in the rain, for however long that was. That was really cool. And, I showed it to a few players. That's why we put the video out, but then we all, for them to see. But then also we took the whole team down there, just to thank the ones that were there. Told the player, these guys sat here for 6 hours, to watch you and stay at the end. It's pretty cool.
Just curious, after seeing Caden try and kick that 54-yarder, just how much confidence do you have in him distance-wise? What sort of distance would you let him try?
Well, when you're end of game and end of half, when you don't, outside of it getting returned or blocked, the risk is different than when it's not the last play of a half. So that stretches it, but that's about where we would have been in general with him. I actually thought it went in, so obviously it didn't, but it sure looked from where I was at that it had the distance, which, is pretty special for a young kid.